Hi, I'm Tracy. I go by any pronouns, and my research is titled I Just Want to Be Me, and it's an analysis of how intersectional stigma shapes the HIV risk behaviors of transgender and gender minority adolescents and young adults in the United States. My advisor is the wonderful Dr. Sean Arias-Sirical. Now more than ever, it is crucial to research the health risks that trans individuals face in this country. Since Trump's inauguration, there has been a pervasive attempt to erase and censor our existence and lived experiences. Research from the CDC in 2019 found that trans folks aged 13 to 34 had disproportionate rates of HIV diagnosis, and those in the South were at the highest risk of HIV. Researchers postulate that this is due to the lack of healthcare access and to HIV stigma, which will only worsen as the Trump administration continues to dehumanize trans people. Research has found that gender minority stress is a significant barrier to accessing care, but it is experienced differently by trans men and women. Since most of these studies focus on trans women due to their higher risk of HIV, there have been calls for more studies to include trans men and non-binary folks to better understand their experiences. And although digital health has the potential to circumvent this stress and stigma, there's mixed efficacy, which researchers also hypothesize is due to a lack of personalization. And that is why I'm focusing specifically on how intersectional stigma impacts trans youth and how it impacts their health-related decision-making, self-monitoring behavior, and HIV prevention continuum outcomes. My research aims to identify unmet needs, preferences, and functional requirements for a future effective digital health intersectional stigma mitigation intervention. Based on prior research, I hypothesized that intersectional stigma negatively impacts the health behavior of transgender and gender minority adolescents and young adults. To explore this, I'm analyzing interviews conducted with 19 trans youth in 2020 by using reflexive thematic analysis. Once complete, my research will provide more information on how intersectional stigma impacts trans youth's risk for HIV and what we can learn about unmet needs, preferences, and functional requirements will inform for a future effective digital health intervention. All this is to say, I just want to be me. I want to lead a healthy life, and the censorship and erasure of transness is not just targeted at trans folks. It is a threat to bodily autonomy and freedom of expression. This impacts trans folks and cis people alike, and I hope you walk away from my presentation with a more nuanced understanding of trans folks' lived experiences, and I challenge you to think about your own relationship with an embodiment of gender. Here are my references, and thank you.